So you may be wondering if teaching a beginning photography class is a smart move or if it's going to sabotage your business. I've been teaching beginning photography classes for 9 years and I have never once lost business or regretted my decision to help others. I want to help you work through right now exactly the mentality that you need to have when you begin teaching photo classes and the things that you need to shake off, forget, and remove before you think that you are too big for your britches. Woo! That's right. I said it. Let me show you exactly why you need to get over yourself and give from abundance. My name is Cyrissa. I own Immerse Photography right here in the heart of Ohio, and I'm the voice behind Sparkle Society, where I encourage, educate, and empower photographers to make informed decisions for their business. I never want you to copy what everyone else is doing or what every educator is telling you to do. No, I want you to think about your unique gifts, your unique business, and say, hey, is this the right decision for me? I want you to make informed decisions so that you can feel confident with where you're going in your business and your life. So make sure that you've subscribed here on my YouTube channel and connect with me on Facebook and Instagram. The links are down below, so that way you don't miss anything. I will see you, my friend, in class. So newsflash, you're not that good. I know that's a really hard thing to hear, but you're not. So many people think, well, if I teach a beginning photography class, I'm going to empower my competition. And that's simply not the case. Have more respect for yourself and the industry and recognize that it's going to take more than one beginning photo class to make someone turn pro. I mean, sure, you might pique their interest, they might be curious, it might be the first step in their journey, but how many classes did you take to learn your skill and your art? How many hours did you invest? How many workshops did you buy into before you really felt confident saying, hey, I'm a professional photographer? You guys, a beginning photo class, 1 3-hour, 6-hour class even, is not enough to make someone turn pro. So you have got to get over yourself and recognize this is for beginners. This is the starting place, but you are better than that. Now, I'm not going to be naive and say that no one's ever going to turn pro after taking your class. I mean, of course, some of them will. I've been doing this for 9-10 years and I've had several people turn pro. But you know what? They're not my competition. These people, these women that have turned pro, are now a blessing upon my life. They don't want to compete with me. In fact, we have now become a stronger community. I have one girl named Stephanie, actually 2 Stephanies that have turned pro. One Stephanie I've actually now photographed her engagement, her wedding, her best friend's wedding, her brother's wedding, and family photos and maternity photos for them. Yeah, she's a photographer in her own right, but she's also brought me a ton of business, and we've been able to work together, and I've actually been able to hire her as a second shooter. That doesn't suck. Another Stephanie that has taken some of my workshops, she did a 10-week mentoring program with me. I helped her work through some struggles, and now she's a professional photographer living an hour and a half away from me. She and her husband shoot together and have a successful wedding business. Guess what? That's awesome for me. I can look at them and I can say, you know what? Her success is not because of my class. I helped her on her journey. I was a stepping stone, but her success is not directly related to me. I can take no credit for that. But what I can do is I can look back and say, you know what? I made a difference in her life. I helped her make her life and design her life better than it would be before. I'm throwing a rock and making a ripple, and that is what I'm doing. I have another client, Laura. She took my class and she is now have a little side hustle with her photography, but she's able to bring in more income to support her boys, to help her family grow and do all of the things that she might not be able to do if she didn't have a side hustle. You guys, some people will turn pro, but it's such a small percentage, and those that do are going to be so grateful. They're going to be part of your community, and it only does amazing things for both you and for them. So stop worrying about it. Well, they might turn pro. Yeah, they might. But guess what? It benefits everyone. So now that we've had those deep thoughts with the Sparkle Society, let's actually talk about who you are going to be teaching. Because the large majority of people taking your classes are DIYers, they're hobbyists, they're moms who just want to learn to take better photos of their family, and retirees who have a fancy camera and a lot of time and don't know what to do with it. You guys, those are the bulk of the people that are going to be in your class. And if you look at them as a community as a whole, they are not your competition. They're wanting to take better photos for their own lives, for their family photo albums, for their foster kids, and I'm thinking about specific families, to have photos of their elders, to have all of those things. What you are doing, the people you're teaching, are making their lives better with photography. So I haven't said it enough. Get over your dang self. Don't worry about teaching, because this is an amazing opportunity that you have. I feel like I'm kind of ranting at you, and I'm sorry for that, but it really truly is a stumbling block for so many people, and I just want you guys to get over this because there's so much opportunity here. All right, now, At the same time, while I believe in giving from abundance and making sure that you're empowering and connecting to the community, we also have to be smart, and we do need to protect our businesses. And I'm very, very well aware of that. So here's what I want you to do. Number one, I want you to plan ahead. What are you willing to share? And what are you not so willing to share? So here's one of the things. In my classes, I'm very intentional that I'm teaching beginning or intermediate photography. So if someone asks me a question like, oh, well, I'm thinking about starting a business, what should I charge? I kind of respond and say, hey, that's a great question. I want to make sure that I focus on material in this class because I marketed this as a beginning photography class, and I really want to make sure that I honor that and honor everyone's time. So why don't after class you stick around for a second and we'll talk about some mentoring options so that way I can help you get on your way to teaching your first photo class. I recognize what they've asked me. I've told them in so many words why I'm not going to answer that question. And I've also communicated to them like, sure, you want to ask me some business questions? You want some mentoring? I offer that service as well. So it helps them recognize that, hey, I'm doing this as a business and a living. And if you want to know that, you're going to have to hire me. Okay, so it's done a lot of things in a kind way, but it's also helped me to kind of, draw the line in the sand and say, hey, this is off limits, but I'm not going to shut you down and be mean about it. I'm just going to protect my business. So think ahead a little bit and figure out what are you willing to share and what's kind of off limits. And that's going to be different for everyone, and that's totally fine. Another thing that you need to do is you need to be smart about how you market your class, okay? You want to make sure that you are getting in front of the right types of clients. You don't want to just market to other pro photographers or other people who might not be interested. You want to market to the beginning photographer. So when you're pitching your class online, or if you're running ads, don't just say like, hey, photo mentoring, because as a pro photographer, I hear the word mentoring and I'm thinking, oh, pro photographer working with another pro photographer. We want to be very clear. I'm teaching a beginning photography class. Figure out how to get that blurry background or figure out how to freeze motion. Because any pro photographer who sees that is like, duh, I already know how to do that. And you're not going to attract that client. So if you're smart with your marketing, you are going to attract the right type of people, okay? Another thing that I want you to be mindful of in terms of protecting your business is giving from abundance, but protecting the secret sauce. One thing that I do when I run ads for my workshops is I actually exclude people, and this is for Sparkle Society, but you could do this for your class as well. I actually exclude my local market and a 25-mile radius around it because I teach social media and I give away all of my secrets and all of my strategies. Same thing with my course, Sparkle Academy, where I teach photographers how to teach their own beginning photo class. I give you my PowerPoint templates, my workbook templates, all the scripts that I use, social media copy, email copy. I give you all the things, literally my exact class. And it wouldn't make sense to give that to my direct competition and have us all marketing the same exact class with the same exact materials. That makes no sense. So I exclude that local market because I'm giving away my secret sauce. And so what you have to know is you have to know what is your trade secret? What are the things that you're just not willing to give away? And those are the things that you protect. But aside from those things, you guys, give from abundance and it will come back to you tenfold. Another and final thing that I want you to do to make sure that you protect your business is have contracts in place. Oh my gosh, if you don't have them for your photo business right now, go run over to LawTog. I'll throw the link below with a 20% off discount. Go check it out in the link below, okay? Go over to the LawTog. My friend Rachel Brenke is a photographer and a lawyer. She has everything you need. I probably have 10 of her contracts that I purchased and paid for myself because they really are fantastic and she understands your business. If you have a contract in place, this is going to prevent so many issues and protect you in so many ways. That's enough content for an entire other video, but just trust me, you need to have contracts in place to protect yourself. Now it is your turn. I want you to pause for a moment. Don't run away from this video. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, hey, the last time someone saw me taking photos, they said, hey, what camera do you have that takes really nice photos? And you know that it's not the camera, it's the photographer, right? But I want you to ask yourself, who was that person? Was it someone on the football field? Was it someone at a soccer match? Was it someone at a scrapbooking convention? Like, who was that person that asked you that question? Because if you pay attention, you're going to recognize and be able to identify the type of person that wants to take your photo class. And when you realize that person is not your competition, it becomes so much easier to teach a class. So I want you to tell me in the comments right now, who was the last person? Don't name them by name, but kind of describe them. Who was the last person who asked you a question about your camera or your photos? Because that is the person that we're going to market to. Now, if you have found this video helpful, make sure that you have subscribed here to the channel and connected with me on social media with Facebook and Instagram, because I would love to help you take your business to the next level. And if you're ready, teach your first beginning photography class. I've linked a freebie down below that is the 8 steps that you need to take before you teach your first class. Don't reinvent the wheel, you guys. I've been doing this for 9-10 years. Let me give you the strategy that you need, every skill, every question that you need to ask to get yourself started on the right track. So click on that link below, get your free download, and I will see you, my friends, in class.